Hey guys, I want to share with you a book that I really enjoy. It's written by a woman who is an actress, but she has also written a few children's books. One of them I read to you earlier in the spring called I'm Gonna Like Me. This one is called Where Do Balloons Go? An Uplifting Mystery. Have you ever wondered when a balloon gets away from you and floats up into the air? What happens to it? Where does it go? What does it do? Well, this book is written from the point of view of a child, and he or she wonders, what do balloons do when they float up in the sky? Where do they go? Where do balloons go when you let them go free? It can happen by accident. So a balloon can get away from you and float up into the air, and all you can do is sit there and watch it go higher and higher and wonder, where does it go? It's happened to me. So here he is, and he's doing a news interview about his balloon floating away into the sky. That's kind of silly, huh? Where do they go when they float far away? And he's showing, do they go to the movies? Do they go to the coffee house called Coffee and Helium? Helium's the air that's inside of the balloon that makes it float. Do they go to great places where they can learn how to dance? Do they go to fancy shows? Do they ever catch cold and need somewhere to stay? So he's showing a hotel. Do they stay in a hotel? Do they get cold? What kinds of places would you imagine that a balloon would go if a balloon could make choices when it floats away? Do they keep going up? Can they ever just stop? I'm sure that they're always concerned that they'll pop. Maybe caught up in wires, pushed by the breeze, poked by tall buildings, or tangled in trees. So there's all kinds of things that could happen. Some of them are happy and funny things, and some of them are scary or sad things. Are they always alone? Do they meet up in pairs? Pairs too. Do they ever get married and make balloon heirs? So he's wondering, do they get married and have a balloon family? Do they meet up with other balloons and do fun things? Or do they stay alone? Do they ever write postcards, emails, or fax? Do they ever just sit down with their strings and relax? So he's going through all the things that a balloon might do. It might write, it might relax. They're all kind of silly, but it's fun to imagine. Maybe they're better away from the smog, being twisted by clowns or chased by my dog. So he's saying maybe they're better off floating up into the sky instead of all the things we do with balloons. Maybe they like floating up into the sky better and they're happier. But floating so high without worries or cares, don't they miss birthdays, parties, and fairs? Where do balloons go? What's really up there? As far as I see, it's just sky and air. So he's wondering, is there something I'm not seeing? It looks like just sky and air and clouds, but maybe there's something up there I don't know about. And he's wondering, do the balloons miss parties, fairs? Do they tango with airplanes? Do they dance with the airplanes? Or cha-cha with birds. So now he's thinking about other things that are in the sky, airplanes and birds. Can plain balloons read? Balloons printed with words? So he's wondering, can the balloons that don't have writing on them, can they read what's on the balloons that do have writing? Quite an imagination, huh? If one's loose in Norway and one in Tibet and one in Alaska and Massachusetts and one in Bolivia, England and France. So now he's thinking of all the places around the world where balloons could be getting away from people and floating up into the air. And he's wondering, do all of these balloons from all over the world, do they all meet up high? And this is a neat thing that this book does. It has some pages that open this way. Do they all meet up high? Look at this. Whoa. For a big balloon dance. So all over the world, the balloons that get away, are they all meeting up for a big balloon dance? All kinds of different colors and shapes. Do some go so far that they end up in space? How far do they go? Can they go all the way to outer space? Do they challenge the rockets to float them a race? Do they go up in space and want to race with rockets? And what if the leader gets close to the sun? We know what that rubber melts. That wouldn't be fun. So what happens if the balloon gets too high up and it gets close to the sun? So many things to wonder. Then does it get quiet? Do the stars give a shove and send it on high to that place up above? Does it float there forever, remembering me, and know that I'm happy that it's floating free? So she's wondering, does the balloon think about me and know that I'm happy for it, that it's floating free? Where do balloons go? It's a mystery, I know. So just hold on tight. So it's a mystery. Nobody really knows. Until you have to let go. So hold on tight to your balloon. And these are all postcards and pictures that the kids in the story are imagining that the balloons would write and send. So that's a funny story about where do balloons go whenever they float away up into the sky. Maybe you can draw a picture or write your own little story about where you think a balloon goes when it gets away from you and goes up into the sky. What do you think it does? How do you think it feels? Maybe you can even write a story where you're the balloon and you're telling about your adventures when you float up into the sky, and make a nice picture to go with it. Bye, guys.